And I'll bring in Christina for application number 1.
Matt. Matt.
Yeah.
This stupid thing is back again.
Hey, Christie.
Okay.
Christina, you on mute?
She's coming. There you go.
Christina, you still on mute?
I think she's working it out. Give us 1 second.
Yeah. Ah, there you go. Good evening. How are you?
There, Christina.
Doesn't look like she's on mute now, Brian, right?
Yeah, she's unmuted. We're ready to rock, but not hearing anything. Does say the microphone is enabled. Give her another minute, and then we can come back to her if you guys want. Make sure I have it.
I guess we could do that. Let's go to
Yeah.
number 2.
You want to go number 2? All right.
Yeah.
Christina, we'll come back. All right. I will be bringing in Chris from Perfect Permits for application number 2. I think this is Chris Ross.
Chris, can you hear us?
Yes, how are you tonight?
All right, how are you? Need your
Very
name
good.
and address for the record, please.
Chris Ross, Long Island Perfect Permits, 124 Front Street, Suite 205, Massapequa Park, New York, 11762.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning memo on application 21073, dated June 10th, 2021. We have environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have this was a site, a survey rather, showing a 6-foot PVC fence all around. I guess for the pool, which was required. A survey by A. Aguero, dated February 23rd, 2021. The pool was drawn in on this survey. Tax map acting as an area map. And
That's it, Mr. Chairman.
what would you like to tell us about the application?
Basically, we filed an application for a 14 by 28 proposed in-ground pool. The property is a 60 by 100. So by installing the 14 by 28 pool, we will exceed the allowable 1,200 square feet lot coverage by 427 square feet. Because of the lot coverage of the house maintains, any additional structure added to this property would throw it into a variance. With still the uncertainty of the world, my client has decided to invest in the property, prove his home by adding a pool for the enjoyment of his family. He has spoken to the abutting neighbors that don't have any issues with this variance being granted.
Okay. Turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Hi, Chris.
Hi,
So is this semi or fully in-ground pool?
this is going to be an in-ground pool.
Fully in-ground pool. Okay. And I don't know if I heard correctly, the yard is fully fenced in or just the pool has a fence around it?
The yard is fully fenced in. And they will abide by all the rules, gate opening out, self-closing, self-locking, alarms, pool alarms on the door, pool alarms on the house.
Sounds good. Okay, I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Nobody, right, Brian?
No.
For the
We
record,
had
there are
papers
none.
signed up, though.
Yeah, we did have Doreen signed up. She is not in the hearing though. I don't know if she's just listening from home.
Do we know if she was for or against?
Yes.
I don't know if she was for or against. I don't believe there's a correspondence. I could give her a ring, but I'm gonna need a little patience and I could reach out. Good night, Anna. Give me a sec. I'll reach out just as a courtesy if that's all right with everybody.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Hang on a second, Chris. Just want to make sure we cover all bases.
I left her a message, let her know that if there's any concerns or comments or questions, she can forward that in writing or an email to the board.
They open for a week.
We're going to
Thanks,
close the
Brian.
hearing, reserve the decision, keep the record open for 1 week. For any further comments, you get the decision in the mail.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
You.
All right, I have, it looks like Christina came back in. I'm gonna give it another shot for application number 1.
Okay. There she is.
Good evening. So sorry for the audio troubles. Thank you for being patient with me. I have 2 devices and I should have known that one was not going to be good.
Name
So
and address for the record.
Christina Bravin, Morano Expediting, 2938 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York.
Okay, you're firm to tell the truth.
Yes, I do.
And we're going to be ending these problems. We're going back live next week. So,
Oh, excellent. I look forward to that.
For the record, we have a planning division memo on application 21071, property located in Wyandanch dated June 10th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. Prove this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Michael Scalise dated May 6th, 2019. Tax map acting as an area map. And
And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
that's it. Oh, yeah, right. I'm sorry.
No worries.
Having a tough time with the paperwork tonight. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, this is requesting permission to install a 16-foot by 36-foot, this is an in-ground pool holding a front yard setback of 34 feet 9 inches instead of the required 40. The pool will be set back further from the road than the home itself. The dwelling requires 30 feet and we are at about 29. And the purpose of positioning the pool in this place is for safety reasons. They like to center it on the home so that they can view it from the rear, both windows at the back of the house. And the location is gives them clear sight exactly from the kitchen area. The 34 feet 9 inches is actually the measurement to the steps into the pool. And the swimming area of the pool is set back 38 feet 9 inches.
Thank you. So, and the 34.9 is to the secondary front yard, right?
That's correct.
So that's not, yeah, so, and you're right, the pool is basically pretty much centered, you know, in the property, so, and they have the setback on the back. Okay, I have no further questions. Any other questions from the board? For the record, there are none. There's nobody on this one, right, Brian?
No, there's not.
Okay. All right, so we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. You get the decision in the mail. We'll keep the record open for 1 week, you know, just in case there's further comments. All right,
Great, thank you.
thank you.
All right, for application number 3, I'm going to bring in Margarita.
And you're not driving the truck over your points.
There we go.
Here we go.
You didn't leave them outside. Okay, coming around.
You guys are on mute. Margarita,
There we go.
There you are.
you're on mute.
You're just still on mute, sorry. One more time. Sorry about that. I think we hit it at the same time, maybe.
Wow.
Technical issues tonight.
Just need you to unmute, sorry. No, is there a button on the bottom left of your screen to mute, unmute? Or if you're having trouble, you can give me a ring. It's tough on the phone. John Shepherd, there's a mute button on the phone, right? You see it?
Yeah.
Is it bottom left?
Yeah, that's what it is on mine.
Is it, you see it, Margarita, or no? Yeah?
No,
No,
mute, says
we
mute.
still got you on mute.
Says mute and there's a microphone above it.
Good thing we're going live after this.
Yeah, this is the last one. You want to do, you know what? I could try to give you a call, Marguerite, if that's easier. Yeah. All right. Let me give you a call, and we might do this on speakerphone. Try to make this as easy as possible. Hold up. I'll give you a ring. 516-680. Or you could give me a call. 631-957-7456. And we could just do it this way. Margarita?
Hi. I keep hitting unmute. It's just not unmuting.
Oh, no worries. Can you guys hear Margarita?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Hi.
All right.
Okay, need your name and address for the record.
Sure. Margarita Lakoviak, 1450 9th Street, West Babylon, New York, 11704.
And do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning memo on application 21069, property located in West Babylon, dated June 10th, 2021. Environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Frederick Picorni dated November 18th, 2015, where the pool has been drawn on that survey. Tax map acting as an area map. And we have, that's it. Okay. What would you like to tell us about the application?
For an in-ground pool being done by Dunright in Suffolk, it is, I believe, increase the total building area from 20% to 29, over by 933 square feet.
Okay. I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough.
Okay, so where is this pool going to be located in relation to your neighbors?
I
Is it
believe
more centered?
feet from the property line in the backyard.
Okay.
Not sure how to answer the question.
Yeah. Grab a check.
Okay, do you have a fence around your rear yard?
My entire yard has a fence, a PVC
Oh,
fence.
okay. I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
Good.
Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week in case there are further comments because we're doing this virtual. You'll get the decision in the mail.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do I hang up now?
Yep, you're good. Thanks, Margaret.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye.
Bye. All right, cool. All right, awesome. That worked out easier. Sorry, dialing in sometimes can be more cumbersome than helpful.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever
And as
works.
long as everyone could hear, I think that worked.
Yeah, it's-
I'm
You need to see
gonna
how
bring-
it happens, too. That helps.
Yeah, definitely is straightforward. I'm going to bring in Mr. and Mrs. Fields and Christina again for application number 4.
Hello again.
Hey, how are you? How you been since you were here last?
Great, much better.
Name and
No.
address. Name and address for the record, please.
It's Morano Expediting, 2938 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown, New York.
Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo on application 21067, property located in Amityville dated June 10th, 2021. A environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. To prove this application will not result in significant impact. We have a survey by Barrett, Bonucci, and Van Weel dated January 25th, 2021. Tax map acting as an area map. And what would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, so this is 18 foot by 36 foot in-ground pool. We're requesting permission to build that, as well as maintain the 15 foot by 24 foot rear roof over, which will increase the maximum allowed building area from 20% to 27.5% proposed. So the rear roof over existed prior to Mr. and Mrs. Fields' purchase date in 2006. They were not aware that there was no permit on file for this roof over. It was at the time of filing a permit for the pool that this was brought to their attention. So that's the reason why they're filing for it now, and they hope to maintain it. Provides some shade so that they can enjoy the patio area. The proposed pool is a standard size, and it does comply with all other zoning setbacks.
I'll turn the hearing over to Ms. Clinton.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, thank you. The pool is just a normal, regular size pool, right, in ground?
Correct.
Okay. And the porch will remain the same. I believe what I've observed, it's going to remain the same, the porch?
Yes, they don't intend to make any changes, and we are aware of the planning memo with the recommendation that if the
Right.
board should favorably upon the application, that they should put a request to never enclose it, and they are aware of that.
Right, okay, all right. Okay, Mr. Chairman, I have no more questions.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you.
The shed's coming down?
The shed, I believe, was already removed.
Yeah, there was no shed.
There's no
Okay.
shed there.
Thank you.
There's no shed, yes.
Okay,
That's all I got.
any other questions? And we have nobody on this, right, Brian?
Yes.
No, we do not.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to close the hearing, reserve decision. We'll keep the record open for 1 week, and you'll get the decision in the mail. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
You too.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Hi, Sean.
There we go. All right, I'm gonna bring in Ms. Yelvington for application number 5. And just a heads up, we do have someone to speak after Ms. Yelvington is done.
Good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Need your name and address for the record, please.
Deborah Yelvington, Dynamic Design and Permits, Inc., 20 Waterford Drive, Wheatley Heights, New York, 11798.
Okay, and do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo on application 21074, property located in East Farmingdale, dated June 7th, 2021. A environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have a survey by Brian, Wallace T. Bryan, dated February 18th, 2021. A second survey with the pool drawn in. Okay, and that's going to be a reground. And a tax map acting as an area map. Would you like to tell us about the application?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, members of the board. I'm petitioning the board on behalf of my client, Everett McMorris, who has been owner of this property since July of 2017. A little background history for this application. Ms. McMorris came into this house a little over 3 years ago with her 3 school-age sons. The boys have a lot of energy, and she bought this property in a good portion because of the outdoor activities that the backyard had offered. The sport court, and there's an above-ground swimming pool there when she bought the property. Ms. McMorris did not realize that these structures required permits or COs, nor did her attorney inform her of that before the closing. And we understand that that doesn't give her a pass, you know, that lack of knowledge at the time, but it's relative, we feel, to this application. The property is zoned Residence A. I think if Brian was going to let me share the screen, I want to share a couple of exhibits.
Yeah, Debbie, you're able to.
Okay. Am I able to just go to my files there? Here it is. Nope, sorry. And you're seeing this, that's the survey, correct?
No, we're only seeing the Outlook, your Outlook window. I think it gives you an opportunity to share either the application or your full screen. So you might be on the application right now.
Sorry, how do I do that? Brian, can you tell me anything?
Yeah, so up top, you'll see the green screen sharing, and then there's a red stop screen sharing.
Yep.
Hit the red to stop it.
Okay.
Try green again, and then it should give you full screen. Try full screen, and you'll be able to circulate between applications.
Okay, and then how do I access the Explorer, the files?
Wherever your normal files are, that's where they are. Just once you screen share. There we go. You're good.
Okay, so you're seeing the existing property survey?
Yes.
And right here, we're speaking of the oval above ground swimming pool that's existing, that being demolished, that was there when Ms. McMorris bought the property, and the sport court there. So to go to a different file now, I want to bring up the plot plan. I have to stop this then, Brian, right?
Yeah, you can either stop and change applications, or you could just screen share the whole screen, and that'll show us, basically whatever's on your screen is what we'll be seeing. Or if you want to go specifically by application, like Adobe or Outlook, you'll just click that when you find the screen share, when you click the screen sharing button.
Sorry that I'm not seeing where that is.
No worries. Bring up everything you need first, and then
I can't seem to get to my files.
No worries. If your There
That's only bringing up my files, right? If I want to bring up this one, does this show now?
No, it still looks like you're only giving us one application at a time. So
Yeah.
open that file and then click Adobe, if that's what you're using to open it.
I'm just using Explorer.
Or no, you're using Explorer, but the file is being opened by Adobe Acrobat, right? Or no?
Oh, for the PDF?
Yeah.
Sorry. And this doesn't show either now?
No, that's
There you
showing
go.
now. We're good.
We're good.
Okay. Sorry, can't remember the last
Yeah.
time I did that. So, okay, so I've highlighted the plot plan a bit so that you can see the yard a little bit more, the house area in orange here. And then this is the proposed pool in blue, 16 by 34, proposed fully in-ground pool, which meets the required setbacks. And the existing outlined in red, the sport court, that's here. So the coverage that we're permitted on this property is 2,400 square feet. The original house itself with the rear deck is existing at 1,946 square feet. So we're already at 12% coverage. Like a lot of the homes in this subdivision, they were, a bit tight and they gave the large houses there. The proposed pool is equaling 544 square feet. So if we were just proposing the pool alone, we would be 90 square feet over the 2,400 maximum coverage. But the sport court is the 41 feet by 48 feet. That's a total of 1,968 square feet. So that's a lot of what's over on our building area here. And I just want to bring up some photographs for you to see the structure of the sport court, what it looks like. Both of these structures are uninhabitable accessory structures that have no height and no volume. They will be flush, flat to the ground. The sport court has a little bit of temporary netting at the back here in front of some shrubs and a little bit of netting by the pool to catch the basketballs. But there's no other height. It's a concrete slab with a sports surface on the top of that. If I can get to another file there. Are you seeing the aerial photograph now?
Now we're seeing
In your document file.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go with the hard copies and hold them up instead. It's too painful that way. How close do I have to get? Well, that's a Google Earth view. It's probably hard for you to see.
Oh,
it.
if you're doing Google Earth, I'll screen share. I'll jump over.
Okay.
That I can do. Or if you want to send me anything else, I can take it from there if you're having trouble. But I got it.
Oh gosh, next time I'll send you all the files. Well, next time we'll be in person, right?
Next time we'll be in person.
So this neighborhood where the subject property is, and if you zoom out a little bit, Brian, to my experience, about 20 to 30%, if not more, of the homes in this area happen to have swimming pools, many of them in ground. I happen to live in one of these bordering neighborhoods, so I'm on a lot of these properties. And with the pools, they're tight to the property line. It's just the case in the way these subdivisions were done. And in addition to pools, these other parcels, many of them have additional accessory structures, sheds and cabanas and such, gazebos. So it's very typical for this neighborhood. So this petition is within the character of the existing neighborhood there. And thank you, Brian. I think that's good enough for that. I have some photographs too. I don't want to take the board's time in sending you all my files, but if we can leave that screen.
Shut it off. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I believe we submitted these to the board. Are they in your package, probably in black and white? The sports court is this surface down here. That's the ball obviously will bounce on that. And it is on a concrete slab. So it's really a patio space almost in effect in the rear yard that's taking up this 1,968 square feet of the rear yard. There's nothing that sticks up. There's the basketball hoop there. There are shrubs in the back. The parcel gives much planting, screening for this property. The entire property is surrounded by PVC fencing, especially the backyard. Then it's giving the subject parcel privacy and the neighbors are not looking at anything. The proposed pool will be even less visible than the above ground now. There's been no complaints on that from the prior owner, having done that without permit, but all the more so that this pool, in-ground pool that Ms. McMorris wants to put in for her sons to enjoy will be even less obvious. So again, there's no height or volume for any of these structures in the property. The sport court is right on the ground, and the in-ground pool is going to be flush and level with that. Again, we're in keeping with the neighborhood. We're not presenting anything that's going to have an adverse effect on the environment. There's a drainage easement in the rear of the property that's untouched and will not be harmed at all. And the street view that shows the homeowner keeps the property in excellent care. And lastly, we have 2 neighbor affidavits. I was going to show you the affidavits, but I have submitted them to Lena at the ZBA office for the record. But I'd like to read the addresses into the record, please. So Ms. McMorris and I had visited some of the neighbors, and the 2 adjacent neighbors that touch her property the most received, they signed affidavits and are fully in support. Mr. Jerry White at 86 Conklin Avenue is on the north side of the property, and Mr. Walbert Clark at 1 Hadley Drive on the south side of the property have given their full support to this petition. This owner has brought more beauty back to the property. It had fallen a little bit in disarray previously, but since she's owned the property, she's kept it up, and it's a lovely addition. And anything she's adding to the property, we feel would be a great asset. And that's my presentation. If the board has any questions.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. I have a couple. Number one, on the app, on the other residents that you showed us, do you know if any of those were approved by this board at any time? The pools and stuff that you had shown us?
Oh, as far as zoning? Well, a couple of the bordering neighborhoods had reduced property lines that I think the builder had gotten general, like a minimal 5-foot setbacks for pools from the fence lines. So I do not know if any others in her area there had to receive approval.
Okay, just a question, that's fine.
Yeah.
My other thing is the basketball court was here when they bought the house, am I correct?
Correct, at least 6 to 10 years or more, yeah.
Okay, and the pool that you're putting in is pretty much only a little bit bigger, I would say, than the pool that exists. There is no variance setbacks as far as backyard or side yard. You meet all of those. So the only variance you're actually asking us for is lot coverage. Most of that, I would say, is, well, it's a big house and there's a lot of, there's decks and stuff, but I mean, a lot of that's probably due to the basketball court and somewhat the pool too. So, so you're really not changing much of what is there at this point in time. It's just a matter of a little bit bigger pool and in-ground as opposed to semi-in-ground. Am I correct?
Correct, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions from the board?
Good.
We have somebody, right, Brian?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring in Miss Albert. Yeah, Miss Albert, give me a sec. Trying, not seeing her. She's somewhere in between right now. I think she's accepting the invite. Miss Albert, if you're there, oh, there we go. Let's try it again. I think Jennifer is. I have J. Albert, so I'm assuming Jennifer because I don't have her for anything else. So. All right, she's giving me a ring, so I'm going to just try to allow her to speak this way. Give it a sec. Jennifer, you there? Stalling here.
Sure, just option on the bottom of our screen, so that's why we're calling you.
All right. I'm gonna talk to you this way. Can you guys hear me? You all right? Jennifer?
Yeah.
All right, can the board hear Mrs. Albert?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool.
I need your name and address for the record, please.
Yes, Eleanor Albert, 5 Hadley Drive, Wheatley Heights.
And you affirm to tell the truth? You still there?
Miss Albert,
For Christ's sake. What are they doing? This is ridiculous.
Can you hear us?
you're
What are
on.
they doing?
You're on.
Stay on speakerphone. Do yourself a favor.
Miss Albert,
Hi, connection was lost on the phone.
we hear you. Can you hear us?
Now we
Yes.
can.
I'm gonna hang up. Because you're on the computer, right?
We have no way to communicate. We don't have the option to go off of mute.
Okay, but can you
It's
hear
not on
us?
the bottom of the screen. So the unmute button's not there.
You're
Okay,
off
give
of
me-
mute now.
Give me 1 sec. I'm gonna try something, all right?
Yeah, because now you guys are all,
Sounds like that could be internet, but give me a sec. Let me try something. Jennifer, can you hear us? Can you hear us? I have a suspicion that their microphone isn't, their volume is not on the computer because I'm muted here. And if you can't hear us right now, but we can hear you, it's got to be on your end. But let's try it this way, like we did with Miss Margarita the first time. So if the board is up for it, we're going to try it this way.
That's fine. Let's go.
Go for it.
All right, how's this, guys?
Okay, now we see the host muted you.
Yes, I just muted you, but you are now talking. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
Okay.
Can you hear the chairman?
Name and address for the record, please.
My address is 5 Hadley Drive, Wheatley Heights, or Wyandanch, 11798.
Okay, I think we did this already. Okay, and you affirm to tell the truth, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you. Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, I don't really like the application because of drainage problems in my neighborhood, drainage problems on my house, which has gone on since 1979. There are pools around me, as was mentioned before, on Hadley Drive, number 1. Number 2 has a pool. There's pools around the corner on Waterford, 3 Waterford, 5 Waterford, 7 Waterford, 9 Waterford. Fairhaven Drive, number 2, and also Waterford 46 and 48. We've had terrible drainage problems here throughout, and there was a easement behind my house when I purchased it in 1974. The town has closed it up. The properties that were built on Yukon Court in the town of Babylon and Huntington for drainage as well. For drainage down Bagatella Road and Conklin onto Hadley Drive. I have a picture of the easements which I'd like to show you, which was closed up and cut off. It went underground my house, under the Hadley Drive, into the sump across the street, and also the water came through my house, basement, as well as the main floor, which was the den, the dining room, the kitchen, the mudroom, the bathroom, and the hallway. I was flooded 27 times. And the drainage easement was closed off, which I'll show you now. I don't know if you could see this or not.
I tried before. I'll try it again. just trying to get you off your voice to be heard, but if you guys need video too, let me know if this works.
Okay,
I'm promoting you to panelist, which will allow you to share your screen, show your video. Actually,
and now it's disconnecting us again.
well, we can hear you. We can hear you. I don't know what's going on because I need you to basically accept I'm allowing you to share your video and voice. So if it's, I don't know what's on your screen because I'm not there, but this is what everyone else has gotten. It says promote to panelist. I am promoting you. No pay raise, but you will you will be able to share your video and audio. So I'm trying, but I don't know. I'm doing what I've done for everyone else, and
Okay, it just doesn't give us the unmute when we do that. So
bottom left.
now it seems to be going through. It's trying to connect.
There you go. Bottom left, there's a toolbar, and on that bottom left of the toolbar says mute and unmute. You click it, and it'll.
Right.
There we go. And then I think you've got it.
I'm going to start the video.
You could start the video, and then you need to allow the microphone. Are you guys using like a laptop?
Yep.
All right.
I've used Zoom. I'm going to start video and unmute.
Perfect. I'm gonna hang up because it's gonna echo. But you guys got it. There you go. I see you. There you go.
Thank you.
Can you unmute though before I hang up? I just want to make sure you're good. There you go.
Good.
Okay, so this is the easement that was behind the house, which was cut off. There used to be a restaurant called the Chateau Restaurant, and all the property on Yukon Court and Chateau Drive is where the water came down. Wideman Boulevard, Chateau Drive, Bagatelle Road, Conklin, and around through my house and around Waterford. So I get water from Waterford Drive as well. I get water from Waterford Drive as well. There is one storm drain on Hadley Drive only, and that's in front of my house. All the water comes down Waterford around the corner, down to Hadley, which has a storm drain, only one in front of my house. On Conklin, where this house is, there's only one storm drain right near the house on Conklin. And then up the block, there's another one past Chateau Drive. Those are the only two storm drains over there. I'm concerned about getting flooded with an additional pool that doesn't have much of a drainage on the side of the house. It's an 18-inch drain that was put in when the easement was closed up. And that's the drain that this pool will be using. And the drain goes down as Hadley Drive also goes down. The street goes down, Hadley, down to my corner. But it stops at my house. So water comes down. My house is a low-lying house in the area. My big concern is that the water damage that I've had in the past will start again because I have an enormous amount of pool areas and we have big rainstorms. The 18-inch pipe that is behind my house was put there, but we still got a ton of water that comes down. Yukon Court has been flooded in the past. The house is on Yukon number 12, I believe it is, which is behind my house. And part of that neighborhood was flooded even after drainage was put in for that particular area. So, and the house that the pool is going to go in has a load of cement. There's no place for the water to go into the ground. So the water will stay, and when it rains very hard, it's going to stay on the property. And some of it might go into the drain, but it's going to collect and start coming down the block. It's also going to be coming through the backyard. So I'm very concerned. As I said, we've been flooded 25 times and through the house from basement to the first floor. I have a splanch house and we were devastated. We purchased this house in 1974 and unbeknownst, and it wasn't recorded, that there was an easement that was put in behind the house. So if we knew that, we never would have purchased the house. And we got flooded 5 years after being in the house 27 times from 1979 up to date. So as you know, my concern is great. Peter Castley was involved in this for many, many years. The Town Highway Department knows my house very well. I don't know if many people work here as long as I'm living here, which is 47 years. I love my neighborhood, I love my neighbors, but I really am, I'm gonna be 80 years old and it's just me in the house. My daughter just moved back a few months ago, and we just can't handle this if it happens again. I've gone through a great deal of problems with this flooding, and it breaks my heart. It really does. I'm scared. I'm really scared. And every time it rains hard, I'm frightened. And adding a pool, another in-ground pool right near me, I have 2 already on 1 and 3, Hadley, and another one right around the corner. And with no storm drains, no place for the water to go, I'm absolutely petrified.
Has
I
the,
hope you consider my story, and I really hope that we can work something out. But with all the cement that's on this property, there's no place for water even to go into the ground and drain off.
understood.
So
Let me ask you, has this been happening recently? I know Memorial Day weekend, we had a lot of rain and stuff like that. Was there floods at that point in time, or is this something?
no, it didn't. The backyard gets, full of water, but I don't have anything in my backyard except grass.
Right.
I have a large backyard and I've never put anything in because of the water problem. I have no patios. I have nothing. So my property is totally, clear of anything, any cement or anything, so water can drain. It's been a very bad time. I love my neighborhood. I love my house. As I said, I don't want to move. I can't move anyplace at this point.
I understand your concerns, and we understand your concerns. We're going to have the highway people, we're going to have people look into this and stuff. I understand your concern, but I don't think this pool changes. There was a pool there already, not fully in ground.
But that was an above ground pool. It wasn't an in ground
It was
pool.
partially in ground. I understand what you're saying. And I don't disagree with that. So, let us look into it some more, because, the whole thing with the easements and the drainage and stuff like that is really beyond the scope of this board. We are not that familiar with what's going on as far as that part of it goes. So let us do some homework on that part of it and look into it some more and see what we can find out. And, then we'll go from there. You know what I mean?
Well, I appreciate your time. I just hope, something can be done. I don't want to stop. I'm a grandma and I like kids playing in their yard and being watched, where as a parent where they are. That's very important today. So I really appreciate that. But I have to.
We really do. So.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right. So, okay. Would anyone else like to be heard? That's the only person, right, Brian?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Deborah, you got
As I said, there's only an 18-inch pipe, and that pipe goes downward. But it's not. It goes down from the corner down towards my house. And if anything happens to that 18-inch pipe with a lot of water, it goes down. Water doesn't drain up, it drains down. So all water from the surrounding area from the corner and all the way down, comes into the backyard.
Okay, understood. We understand, and we're going to look into it. Listen, we're going to try it. So what are we going to do? All right. Again, this is beyond the scope of this board as far as the drainage goes, but we'll pursue it and let you know. All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
I was just looking to clarify for Eleanor, if I might, Mr. Chairman.
Go ahead.
And my sympathies for Eleanor's parcel there. Yeah, water flooding is terrible when you see it coming and you can't stop that. And so clearly there's some more things that need to be researched there. I've lived in this Lee Heights area as well for 25 years, and before that, not far. And I do remember when the chateau being there and the property, and then they were looking to put the subdivision for many years, and there was a drainage issue to deal with. And then finally the sump and the drainage easement that Eleanor was mentioning in the back of Ms. McMorris's house as well. Has a drainage easement that exists there. Now, in addition, the photographs that I submitted show that the McMorris property has cast iron drainage coverage. You'll see that there are other areas to take in water from her property. And one of the photos to the front left of the house shows that. And also for Eleanor, just to be aware, the in-ground pool is required to have a dry well installed along with the in-ground pool. And once the pool is filled, there should be no water coming off of that unless you're cleaning out the filter and backwash it. And that has to go into a separate dry well to deal with that flowing. So to your concern that you've had that in the area, I can believe if you're in a low point that you're getting a lot of the runoff, but the in-ground pool would not be providing that at all because it's required to have its own dry well installed as well. In addition, the last couple of years, the town of Huntington has been installing major drainage structures coming down Bagatelle because the water just came down like a river whenever there was anything more than just a little bit of a rain. So I saw some of that being taken care of up above, but obviously if she's still having water coming to her yard, there's not enough for that drainage. As Mr. Chairman says, that the planning department will have to look into that, how to deal with that. But the proposed pool would not be adding to anything coming on your property. And your house is also, I think 2 or 3 houses down. You're not adjacent to this pool either, right? You're at number 5 Hadley, Eleanor?
Correct. Yes, that's correct.
Right. So you don't abut this property. So even if anything, even the foot cleaner, overflowed, it would not be hitting your property. Again, she has existing drainage. So there has been clearly issues along Bagatelle and Conklin, and she's got that on her property. Plus she has to put in a dry well for that. So I hope you feel that if they do grant it, we're not ignoring that issue for you. It's just separate from what's required for the in-ground pool.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open. And we're going to take a look at the drainage problem here, all right? And thanks for coming in, and we're going to try and do something. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, board members.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Like I did when I graduated.
For application number 6, I'm going to bring in Salvatore Cosina.
Sal, you're on mute.
There we go. Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board.
Name and address for the record, please.
Salvatore Koshia from Permits R Us, 338 Jericho Turnpike, Syosset, New York, 11791.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo on application 21-76 dated June 7, 2021. Excuse me, in Deer Park. Damn. We have a Department of Environmental memo dated June 7, 2021. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. We have a survey by Aerial Land Surveying dated December 27th, 2020. Tax map acting as an area map, and
That's all.
we're not having, I'm sorry. Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Good evening, everybody. I'm here on behalf of my client from Clinton Park Place LLC. He's proposing to build a second story on top of this home. The second story will maintain the existing setbacks of the house currently. When we filed this application, he was made aware that the two porches could not have permits. He obviously inherited this problem when he bought the home. We're looking to maintain a 15.7 setback off of Cambridge, and we're looking to maintain a 5.3 on the backside of the property on the two porches. But again, the second story proposal will maintain the existing footprint of the home and maintain the existing setbacks of 18.5 for Clinton and 23.3 on Cambridge. And there is a shed, but it is being removed. It's disheveled.
Can you just clarify the variance you're requesting for number 1 for your setback from Clinton, please?
The setback from Clinton, the existing home is at 18.5. It's supposed to maintain.
May we just go to Mr. Bischoff in planning? Brian, do you have that calculation? We have 16.7 on the agenda.
Yeah, it's supposed to maintain 30-foot setback, but we'll maintain 16.7. It says, but I have I have 15.7 on the survey.
You're talking about the south side yard, right?
Front yard setback.
The front yard, yes, the front yard is 16.7.
Okay, never mind. Thank you.
And that's on the porch, not on the existing home.
Yeah, that comes off that, the cellar entrance there.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Cambridge Street is north-south, right? So that, yeah, it's coming off of that, the overhang over the cellar entrance.
Correct. It's the one of the porches. It sticks out a little bit more than the actual home.
Mhm.
But the second story proposed is going to maintain the existing setbacks of the house. It's going directly above, which is obviously much needed because this is a very small home. It's a 700 square foot house.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any questions other than?
Yeah, I have some questions. The shed is to be removed,
Yes.
correct? Now,
Correct.
there's appears to be a garage in the back. Is that what we're considering the shed? It looks like a pretty dilapidated garage.
That I believe, well, I know they label it as garage. I believe that's a metal shed. And if it is, I don't have a picture of it currently at the moment, but if it is, it's being removed.
Okay, so that's going to be removed. The regular shed is going to be removed. The other thing, yeah, that little barn in the back.
Yeah,
that we
the
just created
shed. Yeah.
This house is being purchased to renovate and for resale.
Correct.
Okay. I noticed also that there's 2 meter pans for double service, electrical service on this house.
If
This
there are
is
2
not-
meter pans, it will be removed. It's a single family home and it will remain a single family home.
Okay, so it's going to be single family, owner occupied, no accessory apartment,
Correct.
if we choose to approve this.
Correct. Absolutely.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions, as long as we continue with those stipulations. Mr. Chairman?
He may have needed his
You're on
last
mute,
water.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
Mickey, you're muted.
I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
I was coughing so much before I put myself on mute. Any other questions from the board? There are none. There's nobody on this, right, Brian?
No, I don't think so. I had a Michael registered to speak, and the only odd man out here is Mr. CJ. So I'm just going to allow him to speak for 1 second because I'm curious to which application he's speaking on.
We'll also just note that this was scheduled to be at 6:25, so I just don't know if it would be a
We didn't
courtesy.
lose anybody. We didn't lose
Okay.
anybody.
All right.
Keeping an eye on the guest list here.
All right. Sorry.
No, no worries. Hey, CJ. I just did have a neighbor registered to speak. His name is Michael. But the odd man out here is CJ. So I just want to, CJ, if you could just give me, 2 words, what you're here to speak on, give you a chance. If not, I don't have you registered. You might be someone else. So last Zoom hearing. CJ, if you speak now or forever hold your peace. Actually, we'll have the record open for a week. So if you have any concerns, questions, or comments on anything you heard tonight, just send an email or a letter to the zoning board office at Town of Babylon Town Hall, 200 East Sunrise Highway in Lindenhurst. CJ, last chance.
Okay,
All right, going, gone.
we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision, keep the record open for 1 week. You'll get the decision in the mail. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, Tim.
Night.
So,
Good night.
All right. I am gonna bring in Frank from application number 7, which is Powerhouse Motorcycles. Frank, you there? There you go, Frank.
Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Need your name and address for the record, please.
Okay, hello. Frank Upperly, Powerhouse Motorcycles, 111 Jersey Street in West Babylon, 11704.
Can you
Okay,
spell your
you're
last
from-
name, sir?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Can you spell your last name, sir?
Upperly, A-U-P-P as in Peter, E-R-L-E-E.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, well, this is an easy one. I mean, we're renewing our special exception permit to conduct a public garage as a motorcycle repair shop, which we've been doing here at this location for just over 20 years so far. So,
All right, I'm going to turn the hearing over to
nothing new to
Miss
say, really.
McCullough.
I don't really have any questions except, how was business during COVID? Were you guys fine?
Oh, my Lord. You know, we thought we were done, but I will tell you that actually it exponentially went like 3 times busier than we've ever been.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, there's no open complaints and your tenants, other tenants are fine and they're not here to speak on anything. So I have no further questions. Keep up the good work.
I do have a special request if there's no questions or anything.
What's that?
Okay, my special request is 6 years ago, I appeared when you had the live board. I appeared before you guys, and I said, "Can I get 5 years instead of 3 years?" And you told me no, and that was okay. So 3 years ago, I asked the same thing, and you guys told me no, but we'll do it next time.
So this
here we
was
are,
next
and I'm
time?
just-
Is that in the record?
Next time.
All right.
So that's about it. I mean, we're just trying to, I'm a blue collar guy, just trying to eke out a living here. And, you know, we abide by all the rules and have no complaints, as you said. So we're still going, and I'm happy about that.
We'll take a look at it, okay? Because we're going to close it. We're going to keep the record open for a week. You'll get the decision in the mail, but we'll take a look at that.
I appreciate your time. Is that it?
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night, everybody.
thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you, Frank. All right, I have Manny in for application number 8. Manny, great to see you. It's been a while.
Hi. Sorry,
Hey, how are you? Need your name and address for the record, please?
Manoj Muslim, 801 Montauk Highway, Copiague, New York, 11726.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo on application 21068 dated June 8, 2021, located in Copiague. We have environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. There's a comment here that you should be aware that, or cognizant of the fact that this abuts residential, which I sure you are. We have a fire marshal's report dated June 10th, 2021. Trying to read off of my phone and I'm not having much success.
Fire marshal is satisfied with this application.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a survey by Island-wide surveyors dated April 20th, 2002. Site plan by Charles D. Giovanna dated April 2018. Tax map acting as an area map. And
we don't have any photographs.
We don't have anything else. I'm programmed. What would you like to tell us about the application?
Well, like the previous gentleman, I own this property since 2004, and I've been operating a used car lot with the storage and, parking the cars inside my lot and selling. And it's been approved since then, and it was way before that. And as the previous gentleman said, I had the same originally it was for 1 year, then they changed it to 2 years, and then they changed it to 3 years. And I was, the last time I spoke, if I can get like 5 years, which I was told the same way next time, but I was wondering if I can, everything is the same, and I'm gonna be there for a while. I'm not planning to go anywhere. And, I have a medical condition with the, I had a kidney transplant and everything, and it's kind of a little bit hard doing it. Even though it's getting less often than 1 year and 2 years, I would appreciate if I could be approved for 5 years at least. This way I don't have to go through this every 3 years.
I'm going to tell you the same thing I told the last gentleman. We'll take a look at that. And I'm going to turn the hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
So everything has been running the same since 3 years ago? Nothing's changed?
Nothing changed. Everything has been the same.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Record, there are none. Okay, and there's nobody on this one, right, Brian?
Nope, no one registered to
We're
speak.
going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week. And you'll get the decision in the mail and we'll take a look at your application.
All right, great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Have a good night.
You got it.
All right.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Have a good night, Manny.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right, last applicant for application number 9, 21-072, Drew C. Enterprises. I'm going to bring in Mike.
Name and address for the record, guys.
My home address, 127 Flower Road.
You're going in and out.
Difficult to hear you.
It's Michael Orado.
There you go.
There you go.
It's I don't know if I give you my home address. Is it 127 Flower Hill Road,
That's fine. What time?
Huntington, New York, 11743?
Okay. And do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Okay. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated June 8th, 2021 on application 2172, property located in West Babylon. We have a fire marshal's report dated June 10th, 2021, has a valid permit. Suffolk County, environmental control memo dated June 7th, 2021. Approve this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Jack Allison Hall, it is undated. Tax map acting as an area map.
And that's it, Mr. Chairman.
Nothing. Okay. What would you like to tell us about the application?
This is just a renewal for public garages and motorcycle shop. They had the permit last year, and they're just looking to renew it. Nothing's changed since then. And like everyone else has said in the past, if they can get some sort of extension on this, they'd appreciate it. Maybe like 3 years instead of 1 year, because they got this renewed last year during COVID, and there was a problem with DMV where they weren't open and they weren't able to like register any motorcycles and stuff like that, because even though they had the permit to have the shop open, they couldn't really utilize it, 100% because of DMV. So
I will tell you the same thing that I told the other two gentlemen. We'll take a look at it and, we'll make a decision on it. Okay.
Okay. What, just out of curiosity, like what is the requirements to get an extension? Like how long do you have to be open to get it changed from 1 year to 3 years?
We take it on a case-by-case basis, and we usually go from 1 year, maybe 2, maybe 3 the second time around, and then that's pretty much where we hold. Sometimes we go a little bit more. It's not requirements; it's how you're operating your business and how's things going, and are there complaints from the neighbors, or that kind of stuff like that. And if there's not, that certainly bodes well for you, and usually we give you more time in that case.
Any kind of environmental concerns with waste and stuff, we take that into consideration.
Yeah, there's not much waste in that area. It's all industrial, so there's a lot of mechanic shops down there. There's a dump. There's, if you guys know Edison Avenue, you know what's down there. There's no real neighbors to complain.
Gotcha. Okay, let's turn the hearing over to Ms. McCullough. Moving up.
Exactly. So how long have you been at this location? This is your first year? Well, last year was your first year?
This is their first year. Yeah, I'm representing the owner.
Okay, so you got the 1 year in 2019, or you got it in 2020?
2020 was just around COVID, I believe. Just the end of 2020.
Okay.
And then, like I said, when they got the permit, they couldn't really do a lot of work that they do because DMV was closed. Like DMV was on hold.
Yeah.
So they tried to, get an extension on this, even just for the renewal, because they really weren't able to really utilize the permit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're here. We'll do what we got to do. We just want to see if we can get like some sort of extension for next time.
Okay, we'll consider it. All right, I have no further questions.
Any other
All right, thank you.
Anybody have any other questions from the board?
No.
Okay. All right, we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. We're going to keep the record open for 1 week, and you'll get the decision in the mail. Thanks for coming in.
All right, thank you,
Mike.
Guys.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, everyone. Brian, we never had the other persons who signed up appear, correct?
No, that is correct. Gave him a shot. Didn't know who CJ was. He ran away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to the remainder of the agenda. I thought this was going to be a really easy night so far. Let's move on to the first extension of time. This property is located in West Babylon, requesting first and second extension of time, 20-086.
I make a motion to approve an extension of time on application 20-086.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on, the next page is P&P Motors, which is adjourned to next week. Moving on to the next application, which is Novak Motors. We are still holding for a new site plan. Moving on to John Forgione. We are still holding for him to come into compliance with renovations to his house. Moving on to De Silva Automotive. We're also holding for revised site plans. And at the bottom of page 10 is Mary Beth Lyles. This property is in West Babylon. I believe we received new plans electronically. Hard copy was just received, so planning is able to now give them a thorough review and hopefully prepare a memo for the board's consideration, hopefully for next week. That brings us to page 11. We have the the Dingle Bay proposed subdivision. The application is 21-046A, 21-046B. This property is located in Amityville. The board will recall that there was an amendment adopted at last week's hearing based on Kate Shreve's memo to reduce the need for one of the variances on lot number 1, and the board was going to review those revised plans. So if the board chooses to approve, they would approve as amended.
Okay, so they shrunk the house down on that lot, am I right, correct?
They changed the house so that it didn't require the variance on lot number 1.
Yeah, that lot number 1's home was reduced to conform to the required setbacks for both front yard on County Line and front yard on West Smith.
And there was no, I know the driveway thing came up a bunch of times on County Line, but there was never a driveway on County Line.
That was never proposed, and it is currently not proposed. There will be 2 driveways set off from the corner, so even on Smith Street, it won't be right there on the corner. It'll be on the east side of the lot.
Dolores.
This would need a negative declaration. I'm sorry.
You want me to make a motion, or?
This was the smaller house. I believe that was the reason for one of them.
Yeah, they a smaller house, so that eliminated the 1 variance on the lot.
Right. Yeah, right. That was good. Okay.
I'm sorry, this would need a negative declaration first.
You need a neg deck?
Yes, it would.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adopt a negative declaration on applications. Help me out, Pam.
21-046A and 046B, 21-046A and B.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, Dolores.
Okay. All right, then I'll, at least I see something that's going right with it. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to approve application number 21-046A and 21-046 and 047. 046A and 046B, I'm sorry.
Second.
As amended.
All in favor?
Aye. As amended.
That's as
As
amended.
amended, yes.
Got it.
Right.
Thank you. Our next application is Melchior Sansone. I believe we are also still waiting for revised plans from Kelly Bennett for that to reduce the height. So now moving on to the hearing from June 3rd. The first application is 21-065. This property is located in West Babylon. Planning had no recommendations or objections. 21-065.
I make a motion to approve application number 21-065.
Second.
Second.
Aye. Aye.
All approved. Any opposed? Motion carries. 21-061 is the next application. This property is located in Copeg. The board will recall that the testimony last week was that the architect had submitted photos and had submitted letters from neighbors supporting the application. They did not make it on the agenda in time for correspondence, so they are included on your agenda tonight. It's items number 1 and 2. There are letters in support from neighbors and also area photos of similarly situated surrounding properties. So that's correspondence 1 and 2. So this application is 21-061 located in Copeg. Planning had recommended, if approved, it be approved with a condition that if the sheds are ever moved, they are rebuilt in a conforming location.
I make a motion to approve application 21-061 with the condition that if the sheds are ever rebuilt or moved, they put in a conforming location.
Second.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Next application is 21-063. This property is located in Deer Park. The board will recall that planning did not recommend approval of variance number 1. Planning would recommend the removal of the carport. I believe it was board member Correcchia who wanted to have a condition that if approved, there would not be any enclosure under the second story addition, or it would not be used for living space. Do I have that right?
Correct.
Okay. Okay, so for the board's consideration, this is application 21-063 with 2 variances. The first one is not coming with the recommendation of planning.
It's a big, long carport, right? And the guy needed it.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Snow.
Yeah, he wanted a cover for snow, but he could put a limousine on it, underneath it. So, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to deny variance number 1 on 21-063 and approve variance number 2 with the condition that the second story living space not be further enclosed or used as living space underneath the addition.
Second.
That worded correctly, is we're okay with that?
Perfect.
Okay.
That, we have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Next application is 21-066. This property is located in West Babylon. The board can move and planning has no objections or recommendations.
Make a motion to approve application number 21-066.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next application is 21-062. This property is located in Wheatley Heights. There are a number of variances, 7 requested. This is for primarily the construction of a new home on a 50-foot lot in a Residence A area. Planning is not recommending the variances, and planning has researched this property to find there are 2 prior ZBA denials for this lot. If approved, it would be subject to covenants and restrictions and DEC conditions.
Okay,
This
so
property is located
basically this is the same application, I'm sorry, Pam.
It's property located in Wheatley Heights, and it is for a new construction on a 50-foot lot. Sorry.
So this is basically pretty much the same applications that have already been denied, I'm sorry, on this lot, right? This is no big change to anything that's gone on before. I understand.
I'll defer to planning, but the other 2 denials were also for the reduction up to the lot size, which can't be changed. It is a 50-foot frontage.
Right. But Brian, you got it?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna pull up the what I sent over. Give me a sec. Just want to make sure I'm on point when I'm reading off the research I did. What's the address? Oh, I got it here. This is
30. Oh, no.
Oh, I don't think there is an address. Sorry.
There isn't an address. It's on the corner
Yeah.
of 19th Street and
Lee
Lee
Avenue.
Avenue.
Just a sec. All right, I got it. All right, so in 2003, an application for, to build on this lot was, 1 second. Sorry, the decisions come as separate pieces here. Okay, the application, pretty similar to this one, a bit more of a request. It was 12,000 to 5,000, just like this. Front yard setback was 40 to 30 on 19th Street, on Lee, and then 19th Street was 40 to 8. I believe this is 17. And then the rear yard for that application was 27, and the west side yard was 5 feet. That was denied in 2003, and then there was a follow-up application that was modified once in 2005, and that was for so that was a much bigger, that was a pretty big home that was, applied for at the time in 2003.
Right.
Then in 2005, an application was applied for, very similar to this one, where it was 40 to 30 in the front on Lee, 40 to 15 on North 19th, west side yard from 15 to 9, and rear side yard 40 to 30. And it had a total lot area of 20.8. So pretty similar to this one. And then as a follow-up, the application was modified. That subject application was modified once again for one last attempt to make it 19th Street 40 to 16. So almost identical to this. And then the west side yard in that same breath was 15 to 10. So it was a skinnier house that was denied in 2005 as per case 2005-129, Jose Polino.
Okay. I am going to make a motion to deny application 21062.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Certainly think we have precedents that it's been denied, and this is not any different, really. So, thank you, Brian.
No problem.
Okay, that brings us to our final page of the agenda, which are the two pieces of correspondence that related to application 21-061. And we will now move on to accepting the minutes of April 22nd.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes of April 22nd, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of May 13th, 2021.
Second.
Favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. I make a motion, we accept the minutes of May 20th, 2021.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. Crecchia. That concludes the agenda. Yes, for a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
One question, the Hadley Court, what are you guys looking for assistance in looking into that? So I have a direction.
The drainage?
I guess, so there must have been a drainage ditch there, it sounds like to me, and then they covered it over, but they put pipes in to take the water away. Am I kind of like on the right track here?
I think what they did is they enlarged the pipes. They made them bigger, and they also added a recharge basin further downstream, closer to the Gus Wade property. If you look on an aerial, you'll see a little triangular. I can call Highway DPW and just get a quick synopsis of what's gone on there.
Okay.
And fill you in on that. And
Yeah.
I just wanted to be sure that that was the direction you wanted.
Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. So all of these drainage pipes are going to that recharge basin further down. That's where the water's going, or should be going, I should say.
That's what I believe, but let me just confirm all of that. And, she's in an intractable situation. She's essentially in the center of where a stream would be.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think that application is going to affect her one way or the other.
No, it's not.
I don't think the application really affects her one way or the other either. But I'd like us to at least just look into this and get back to her.
Okay.
Agreed.
I just wanted to be sure that I thought that's how you wanted me to look into it. I just wanted to be confirmed.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
Perfect.
Let me just pause for a minute and say thank you to Brian for the excellent.
Yes, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, what a great job.
Yeah.
Very good.
Thank you, Brian.
All of our Zooms.
Brian.
I know you'll miss this, Brian.
No, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for it to be over.
Coming to meetings?
I'm coming to meetings. Yeah, we can high five and everything. I got a DJ set up already met installed for us at the Old Town Hall.
Margaritas?
So that'll be discussed.
Really, you walked so many people through their applications. You really deserve it.
You were a great help to a lot of people because there's
just
no
trying
right
to make
after the
sure it's easier to give them a chance now and just work on it a little bit than to ever go backwards. And I understand how frustrating it is. We've all dealt with it, so I appreciate that. Thank you, and that's what I'm here for, I guess. So,
Brian, you live next week.
Yeah. All righty.
Mr. Chairman,
Can't
an
wait.
hour and a half?
Yes.
Hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
All right, everybody.
Have a good night.
All right. Good evening. Good night.
See you guys next week.
See you
Thank
next
you all
week.
in the flesh.
Live.
See you, Marco.
Live from Thursday night.
Do we need a motion to adjourn?
Well, we had a half of one, so yes, I'll take a second.
Second.
All in
Thank
favor?
you.